Hiya. So how do you get to space and how do you come down from space? Well, it's pretty easy. You can use ladders. Other YouTubers, I'm not a YouTuber, have used great amount of gas to blow them into the atmosphere. But you can get to the not atmosphere, into orbit. You can get into orbit by going up 1,000 squares, 1,000 whatever, on your y-axis, which is weird. I don't know why video games should do this. It should be the z-axis. Whatever. And we can do that with ladders. To make a ladder, you just need 2 iron ingots, or 2 grams, or whatever it is, from iron, which means you need about 2 kilograms of iron. That's not hard to find. So, you can see my dead bodies down here. And that's because before I figured out how to come down, I was just killing myself up there. But let's go up. Yeah, let's put the magic wand in our hand so we don't have to see my hands go all whatever. I think that's supposed to be Photos. I think Photos is the smaller one. I wonder if you can actually get to it. Is Demos around here? No, I don't see Demos anywhere. But it's definitely Photos. It's kind of elongated, whereas Demos is round. Or it might be the other way around. I don't know. It really does look like a physical object, doesn't it? Like... Oh, it's gone behind the... It's gone in front of the sun, but it does look like a physical object, like you could actually get to it somehow. I don't know. Right there, see? It looks like a physical object. It doesn't look like it's a skybox. Like, the sun is definitely a skybox. Like, if you turn off lens flaring, you can't see the sun anymore. But that looks like it's something that's being rendered in. Whether that's a very small object that's being rendered a short distance away, or if it's a real object, I don't. Or if it's, you know, like it's an appropriate size very far away, I don't know. I would tend to think it was a small object. Let's keep going instead of babbling. And there's Demos. Right there. Or, wait a minute. Yes. No. Yes. Photos is the long one. Demos is the round one. I'm going to have to look it up because I think I just confused myself. Because... Oh, whatever. Let's keep going. Where am I? Yeah, let's keep going. Here we are, 990 cells, blocks, whatever you want to call it, in the air. Now, the reason that I have to be careful to get up here, and the reason that some people are like, ooh, you have to get above 1,500, is for this. I'll show you in a second. We go up. We'll go up to we'll go up to 999. There we go. We're at 999. You can already see that I've got a few cells broken up there. Okay, so once I get into this cell here, this will be cell 1000.
Jetpack on.
And now I'm being thrown up in the air, and we can see we're being accelerated at like, I pushed, shut up.
Jetpack on. Jetpack on. Jetpack on.
Yeah, it'll be a second. There we are. So we got pushed up by whatever powers there are. So between 1,000 and 1,500, there is some sort of phantom force that will throw you up in here. So like a reverse gravity or something. Now if I come off of this so that I'm in the center of this tube, and this is an actual room in here, and I turn my jetpack off, okay, if I take this out,
Jetpack critical.
this is supposed to be, okay, I may not have done this properly. Oh no, I didn't, sorry. We'll need a wall. Oops, wall. We'll put a wall up here. Doop, 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 doop. There. This becomes a room, and it attempts us to throw us downwards. See? Now I can make this further, but I don't think it'll help very much. Let's do that for a little bit here. Oh, damn it, the sun went down. I think I can get that there. See, even if I put that there, I'm not really going down any further. So right in between here is some kind of equilibrium where the forces to push you up and the downward momentum you get from the artificial gravity cancel each other out right around this area right here. And we are at kind of like 1490, about that. If I put my jetpack back on and I get on top of the ladder and I force myself to go lower, let's get a ladder out here. Ladder. Boop boop. And there's a ladder missing right here. Why can't I get the ladder in here? There it is. There. So now I can force myself to go lower, but once I get to about 480, you can see I'm already slowing down here. Still slowing. That's about it. So once you get to 1480, that's about as far as you can walk. As you can see, and if I let go of the down arrow or the S key, then I get pushed back up. Let's get up in here.
Jetpack on.
Let's make sure the jetpack stays on.
Jetpack on.
There we go. And we'll close our doors. Oops. There we go. So, how do we get down there if we can't fall down? Well, you might have already guessed because I have a thing in my backpack right here, and that thing is a rover. A rover is a dynamic object, and all dynamic objects seem to fall. So basically, to get up into space like this, you just need about 1,000 ladders. And then to get back down, you just need all the shit for a rover. I'm not going to put the batteries in, but let's just get into the rover here. Let's see, can I get it from this side? Doo-doo. There we go. And now we will fall. We're spinning for a while, but eventually the rover wants to be right side up. Unfortunately, while you're falling, you can't really touch any of the keys or anything. And I can't really look at so you can't really see it. But we're falling through 115 and 100, or 1,000 and 1,500, 1,500. Now that's photos. Yeah, Demos is the round one. Photos is the elongated one. I think that's what I said originally. Did I say that originally? I don't fucking know. Okay, I think we're now back under 1,000. I'm gonna stay with the rover here because why not? Here we go. I think we're almost at the ground now. Yep. And we're going to hit our landing pod, I guess. We're going to get close to it or something. No, we're just going to miss it. There we go. We're on the ground, and we have no fall damage because for some reason the rover doesn't take fall damage. So let's get rid of the rover. And there you go. That's how you get up and down from space. So let's kind of theorize what a few of the things that we can do with this new information. Well, space has no atmosphere, none whatsoever. So if you build in any other world, like say Venus or Vulcan, you can then take pipes, and we now have the very, very long pipe right here. So that'll probably need 10 segments each, and we can individually build those up beside the ladder after putting the ladder in. So let's just do that. I'll put that right there. Then we walk up. And again, that's not going to take a lot of resources. Well, this one is, this tube is insulated, so that's going to take quite a bit of resources. But if we go to pipes and we scroll down, we're just going to look at the actual insulated pipes. There you go, insulated pipes. We take one silicon or one steel, unless we grab a normal pipe, which is 0.5 iron. Now, one pipe, or the uninsulated pipe, might be a little bit of a problem because if you're like building on a hot planet, it could cause you to absorb some heat when you're trying to like get rid of shit. Where's the normal pipes? I'm going to cut this out unless I want to make myself look like a fool. Okay, there we go. Straight 10. And I can put that on top of this. There we go. But if you wanted to cool things down, this probably wouldn't be a good idea because it would you would naturally absorb heat from the surrounding area. I'm not really sure how much per segment, but I mean 1 steel, 1 silicone times 10 times like 500, I guess. Now the hard part is when we get to the top. Okay, here we are at the end of the whoosh zone, as I am now calling it. So how do we prevent ourselves from being whooshed up? Well, it's going to take a lot of work to cancel out the game's attempting us not to game the system. So let's put one square here. There we go. And now we're being forced back up. We will switch back to a pipe. And this is important to switch to a pipe because we can't put a wall through here. But I think we can put a pipe right above ourselves, like right there. There we go. Yes, we can. And then we can delete the pipe. And then, see, we're stuck against this again. And then we'll switch back to having walls. Now, this will be time intensive and resource intensive, but in this way, we can slowly creep up. So if you have like a whole afternoon on your hands and a couple pipes and a lot of patience, I'm going to switch to ladders now. You will have to go back down unless you want to make like a whole pile of. Actually, yeah, well, no, we can do it right there. Like that. Then we'll switch back to a wall. Back up there. So realistically, you need 1 wall and 1 pipe to inch your way up. But you have to do it 500 times. But your reward for being able to do that or doing that is to be able to put a pipe or something from all the way up here down there. And I don't know if you can actually have a structure that is that long, if that becomes one complete network, or if between the 1000 and 1500 there's some sort of problem, some sort of cutoff there. I have never made a superstructure that large in the game, but these ladder segments seem to exist just fine. So it's possible that you could have your a vent up there, or even right here, because I think right here, yeah, see, there's no atmosphere right here. So even just getting up this high can give you benefits because there is no atmosphere. So you have a zero energy vacuum right here. You can also build a bunch of radiators right here. I might test that on the on Venus to be able to cool down a base or cool, just about anything down. I don't really know if that would work, but that's the kind of experiments that you can do. Well, let's go up 1 more block. See, I have a wall selected, but I can't put the wall through the wall. And that's why you need a pipe or something. I guess you could use a valve. But pipes are cheap, so we're going to put the pipe down. Another doodad. Switch back to a wall. Put that up there. Kill the wall. There we go. And you don't even need to be at the point where the world is trying to push you out into space. You could be at the very edge at 999 and build a platform and be able to reach above you into the no atmosphere realm and build it out. Actually, I'm going to copy the world that I've been working on, because I'm rebuilding my hot world. So I'm going to quickly just go over there and see if that works. Here you go, loody-loo, all on a Saturday. Okay, here we are. We're up here at... No, that's the wrong card. We're up here at 998, but these are in the vacuum of space. And if I switch back to this, there we go. So each one of these radiators is putting out about 1 kilojoule. And if we look at the pipe, you see the pipe is at about 59C, but we're going to see about the pipe in a second, because the pipe's a little bit weird at the moment, because we'll jump down and we'll see. Whee! Whee! Now, the reason that she's breathing so weird is because I'm in creative mode without a spacesuit on. So I don't actually need to breathe, but I'm still affected by stuff.
Jetpack on. Jetpack on. Jetpack on.
There we go. So now we're back down at base level here. And I had to put 2 radiators here because it was getting too cold too quickly. So let's remove one. And we can see the temperature is dropping very rapidly. Too rapidly. You would need some kind of automatic warming extension put on here. So let's go into the base. Okay, we're now back inside the base. And it's kind of a sweltering 40 degrees right now. But it's dropping. It was at 21 degrees before I started doing this experiment. But as you can see, it's dropping very quickly. Whoops. Maybe not as quickly as I like. If I took off that other radiator, it would drop like a stone, but we don't want it to drop like a stone. It took me maybe an hour to build that using the 10 segment pipes and building a ladder up, but I also screwed up twice. Like I went too far and had to reload, and I was halfway down when I reloaded and crap like that. So I would probably estimate that if you get all of the ingredients that you need, all of the resources you need, it would probably take maybe 2 or 3 times that long. So maybe 2 or 3 hours of real, time. Because if you have, we'll grab a ladder. So we'll grab some ladders here. Because when you place stuff with your magic wand there, it goes up instantly. But you have to do that when you put stuff down normally. There we go. So you are slowing down your build rate when you do that. But that's now a valid way to cool your base. If you get enough resources to get up to 1,000 meters, I guess it would be meters up. Actually, no, we're about a square, right? So it'd be 2 meters. So we're at 2,000 meters. We're at 2 kilometers above the ground. And that's when you hit vacuum. Now, of course, the devs could fix this very easily by making their demarcation point in between 1,000 and 1,500. If it was 1,250, it would be extremely hard to get into that section and then build pipes out. Almost impossible because you're trapped against the top of a panel or something like that to try to be able to build outwards. That would be very awkward, maybe a little bit impossible. But it's still doable, and you could still maybe get up into the 1,500 range to build out an atmosphere, a radiator set there. Anyways, that's how you do it. Bye. Oh yeah. Also, whenever they implement, going up to your space station, that's going to open up a whole world of possibilities, because as soon as you're into space, you can liquefy all your gases super easily. So you go up into space, you can grab a bunch of gas and cram as much into your space shuttle or your rocket or whatever you're using, as much as you can. Bring it into orbit, cool the shit out of it, and then bring it back down. And that way you can have as much liquid whatever as you want. And you can liquefy anything. And I've also looked through some of the source codes, and they've added in hydrogen. There seems to actually be stuff for hydrogen. So they could be changing a lot of stuff for the better. I don't know. I'm being hopeful. And I am blabbing. Bye.